Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me. So we are back for another head-to-head. I had this great idea for the intro to do a kind of, do this where I smack the boxes together and then the boxing ring sound came on, but I don't know how to do any of that. So you'll just have to pretend it happened and tell me how great it was. So today we are doing Jayne Wallace versus Jayne Wallace. I love both of these decks, but they're quite similar. So I thought, if someone's deciding which one to get, I thought I could do a comparison between the two. I've put them back in order, so yeah, we can get started. This is the newer one. This came out... Let me focus. This came out last year in September, so September 2021, and then this was out before that in September 2020. So you can see the difference in the box size and the box style. So because this is older, this is kind of the older Jayne Wallace style. I actually really hate this style of box. It's very silly, like the cards just sit in there. It's not very practical, and it's just a bit chunky. It's not easy to carry around, so I was very happy last year when I saw that they transitioned to this kind of box, which is just a nice lift box. It makes a lot more sense. The cards are a lot more secure. So yeah, I thought I would just get all the stuff out and then we can go through them one by one. Because the thing is, they're by the same illustrator as well. And I really like these decks because they're really beautiful. I love the color scheme, but also they have keywords on them. So I know that doesn't appeal to a lot of people, because people don't like keywords in case they don't match up with their own idea. But I think of keywords as a springing board for your own ideas. First we'll go through the guidebooks. As you can see, this one is a lot smaller. I think they're about the same size. A few spreads, and then it kind of goes through them. So this one has a card that was made by Tracy Emin, who is friends with Jayne Wallace, I guess. And I can talk more when I get to that bit, but I just found it really unnecessary. It, like, you can see the color scheme and like the illustration's just completely different. I don't think it was really necessary. It feels like a weird flex, like, oh, I'm friends with this super famous artist, so they're gonna do a card for me. I don't know, that's just me being cynical. But so you get a bunch. Oh yeah, they're both pip decks, which also doesn't appeal to a lot of people, but I actually love pip decks. And then we'll go through this one. I think it's fairly, and again, a few spreads. You get more in the majors than you do in the minors. Well, just a little bit, really. So these ones you get like a moon magic affirmation as well, whereas this one doesn't have that. But yeah, so let's start this. Okay. So right away, you can see that the cards are a different style. So these are, oh, there you go. I can catch my light. These are glossy. I actually really like gloss. I know a lot of people don't, but I think a lot of people don't like it because it's hard to record or take photos of. But that's not really an issue for me because I don't do readings for other people, and I don't really record. Like, if I do record, I can make sure the glare doesn't come on. We'll compare sizes. So they're basically the same size. Oops. Yeah, they're basically the same size. Maybe this one's like a tiny bit smaller. But yeah, so this one's matte. You can see the light, the way the light is reflected. It feels really nice. Compare the backs as well. I love the magical Nordic tarot because I'm obsessed with Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights, and I have been since I was a kid. So when I saw that was coming out, I was so excited. Let me see if I can move this to be a bit more center. So yeah, we'll go through the cards and you can see what the keywords are and see if the keywords are the same or different. And so you can look to see which one you like more, which one, you know, speaks to you more and your style of reading. I just love the color schemes. Like, I love purple. It's just, I'm obsessed with the night sky. Anyways, I have so many decks that are like space themed or like night sky themed or just like anything to do with stars and the moon. I'm like obsessed with. So these ones are fairly similar, but the keywords are different. I will say for this one, it has, in the major arcana, it has stories about Nordic mythology, so it'll tell you about this and what this means in terms of the Nordic mythology. So if you're interested in that at all, then this one's definitely worth it. So you have inner voice and empowerment for the High Priestess, nourishment and nurture. So you know what I'm going to say about this. So over pregnant Empress. But I do like that they both have kind of flowers and things growing on them. That's really cool. So maturity and structure for the Emperor. Knowledge and guidance for the Hierophant. Passion and decisions. So see, I would like this one a lot more because I think it is about choice and decisions. Whereas passion, I don't know, that doesn't really ring true for me in the way I read the Lovers. Movement and progress. Balance and truth. So actually they work really well together because you can almost see like related keywords. So I quite like that. Solitude and wisdom for the Hermit. Karma and fate for the Wheel of Fortune. Bravery and courage for the Strength. Stillness and limbo for the Hanged Man. Release and rebirth. I love that. I love both of these cards. I think they're so beautiful. Oh, did I? Oh, whoops, I mixed this up. Sorry about that. So healing and harmony for Temperance. Obsession and boundaries. So again, these are like almost, you know, the upright and reversed meaning of the Devil card. So it's interesting which one you identify with more when you read the Devil. Transformation and foundation. Wishes and inspiration for the Star. So this is the cover image. You can see that. That's quite cool. Illusion and misinterpretation. So yeah, I'm not like a massive fan of misinterpretation because I don't think that's what, I think illusion works a lot better in this one. Positivity and happiness. I don't know why I'm like obsessed with this card. I just think there's something so beautiful about it. The colors are amazing. Yeah. Action and forgiveness. Oh, I just love these cards. They're so beautiful. So completion and motivation for the world. So this is the card that I was talking about, the charity card by Tracey Emin. I'm just like, is this necessary? I don't think so. It's just like, I don't know, maybe I'll look at what it says in the guidebook about it. Oh, there we go. So it talks about a blue cat. That's one of the most sacred animals in Nordic mythology. It's synonymous with the goddess of love and beauty, Freya. And it's like, that's really cool. When you read about it, you understand more, but why couldn't it be done in a similar style so it's not so jarring, you know? But that's just me. I could actually just take it out. I think I've pulled it once or twice and it just, yeah, it is quite jarring. So yeah, we're in the Cups suit. Satisfaction and emotion. Relationships and union. So yeah, I know a lot of people don't really like pip decks, but I actually think it's really interesting to read with pip decks, and it challenges you to read numerologically, which I love. Awareness and distraction. Again, so it's like the upright meaning and the reversed meaning. So that's quite cool. I feel like you could almost use these like that. Like one, you could use them both as shadow and light meanings. Again, this is hope and grief. So that's interesting. Past and memories. Delusion and choices. Introspection and doorways. Fulfillment and good fortune. Completion and joyfulness. I love the core cards in these decks as well. Loyalty and playfulness. Romance and dreamer. Kindness and empathy. Support and understanding. So far we've had no repeats, which kind of makes sense because I guess if you're Jayne Wallace and making decks that look really similar, you don't actually want them to have the same keywords, because then people can't buy both. Like they'll have to, you know, just choose one. So this is better in terms of a sales perspective. So understanding and clarity. I really like clarity as a keyword for the Ace of Swords. Crossroads and difficulties. Heartbreak and affairs of the heart. So see, the thing is about this deck, if it didn't have the keywords, I think it would be harder to read for a beginner. But actually, because it has the keywords, I think it's a great way to learn to read numerologically, because you have some sort of guide. So this is the first one that is the same keyword. So recuperation for 4 of Swords. That's interesting because they could have easily made one be rest. So I wonder why that choice was made. Conflict and revenge. That's interesting. I don't really see the 5 of Swords as revenge. Movement and boundaries. Deceit and betrayal. Restriction and anxiety. Yeah, see, the anxiety for the 8 of Swords doesn't really work. I think that's more of a 9 of Swords. But it's interesting to think of it that way. So trauma and mental conflict. Conclusions and completion. Education and vigilance. Drama and spontaneity. Independence and power. Knowledge and structure. So now we're into the Pentacles. These are quite similar. Growth and luck in terms of the aesthetic, not the keywords. Balance and ambition. Excitement and recognition. Control and stability. Kindness and emotional withdrawal. Oh, whoops. No. What did I do? Whoops, I did that wrong. So emotional withdrawal and insecurity, that makes more sense. Kindness and gifts. The faith and vision, perfection and opportunities, comfort and gratitude, wealth and contentment. I really like contentment as a 10 of Pentacles. Prospects and new experiences, trust and patience, stability and growth, security and mentor. So now we're into the aces. So the color schemes are basically the same for these. So new beginnings and new adventures, planning and unity, communication and freedom, celebration, happy occasions, chaos and battles. I really like both of these keywords. Achievement and success, resilience and defense, speed and communication. That's interesting. I never think of the 8 of Wands as communication. I do think of it in terms of speed. But that's what's interesting, because it opens up, you know, new portals. It can be like, okay, what would it mean if it was related to communication? So fear and determination. Again, the upright and reversed meaning. Burdens and responsibilities, yes. Invention and innocence. Oh, it's getting messy. Immaturity and impulsiveness. Oh, sorry, folks. Charisma and passion. And action and passion. So, in all 78 cards, there was only one overlap, and that was the 4 of Swords, which was recuperation. So yeah, do you guys have these? Let me know which one you prefer. I really like both. I tend to use this one in December because it feels really Christmassy to me, and I tend to use this more in like January because it feels like it has that fresh newness, but it's still wintry, but it's not necessarily Christmassy. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.